Usually when people go missing, it's the result of a criminal act, an unfortunate accident, or it's of their own accord. These disappearances typically leave behind no clues, and for those that do, they tend to pose more questions than they answer. However, sometimes the clues we're left with are so absurd and perplexing that they make us wonder if something beyond our reality, or at least our understanding of it, is at play. This includes eyewitnesses who were adamant that what they'd witnessed and heard was totally bizarre following these disappearances. The following people simply vanished without a trace, never to be seen again, and are cases which continue to haunt and chill those connected to them. Today, let's explore these 6 unsolved disappearances with unexplainable clues. Number 6. Brandon Swanson. In May 2008, a 19-year-old college student from Minnesota named Brandon Swanson disappeared one night. After partying with friends, he crashed his car into a ditch while driving home. He then called his parents, asking them to pick him up, when something truly strange happened. Brandon has stated that he had come off the road near a town called Lind in Minnesota, and said he was going to walk to that town where they could pick him up. Brandon spoke to his parents for 45 minutes while they were trying to locate him. Disturbingly, the line went dead right after Brandon said, "Oh shit." Worried, his parents quickly made their way to the town, yet there was no sign at all of their son or his car. Days later, Brandon's car was found. However, it was near a completely different town called Taunton, which is miles away from where Brandon had said it would be. Brandon routinely drove down that way, so it's highly unlikely they would have made a mistake around his location. Local police claimed it was likely that Brandon had fallen into a river, yet when his parents called him, his phone was ringing. This would not have been possible had it been submerged in water. Where could Brandon have disappeared to? Did he meet foul play, or is something more paranormal to blame? The case for Brandon Swanson is still unsolved. Number 5. Louis Le Prince. Louis Le Prince was an inventor and was known for inventing the motion picture, which some people believe Thomas Edison stole and took credit for. However, it is not Louis' invention that is mysterious, but his disappearance. In September 1890, Louis was returning home aboard a train after visiting his brother in Dijon, France. However, when his train arrived in Paris, Louis was nowhere to be seen. A conductor was called to search Louis' compartment, yet Louis and his luggage had vanished. This couldn't be possible, as the train between Dijon and Paris had no stops. Louis also had no means of jumping off the train, as the windows were all locked from the inside. Police scoured the countryside between Dijon and Paris, but no evidence of the missing man could be found. If Louis was seen boarding the train, how on earth could he have disappeared during the trip? We will likely never know the answer. Number 4. Prabdeep Shrawn. In May 2013, Prabdeep Shrawn, who worked as a Canadian military reservist, had travelled to Australia when he decided to go on a hike. Parking his rented camper at the Kosciuszko National Park, he set off hiking along the main range walk. However, after 1 week, staff members noticed his camper was still parked at the national park and notified the police. What makes this case particularly baffling is the fact that upon searching for Shrawn, 2 park rangers claimed to have heard a voice crying out for help in the region of the man's disappearance. Yet the rescue team could not locate the origin of the voice, even after searching the location for days on end. Prabdeep Shrawn's case remains unsolved. Number 3. Elizabeth O'Prey. In March 2016, 77-year-old Elizabeth O'Prey went missing in the Blue Mountains area of New South Wales, Australia. What makes this case so curious is the fact that on the first day of searching for her, Rescuers made contact with her on a mobile phone. O'Prey said that she was okay but didn't know where she was. A few days into the search, local residents and police claimed to have heard screams for help. However, they could still not locate the woman. Elizabeth O'Prey is still missing to this day, and she has never been found. She was apparently taking stroke medication, which is known to cause confusion and may explain how she got lost. Nevertheless, that doesn't solve how the rescuers failed to locate the woman after speaking to her on the phone, and then even hearing her cries for help. Where on earth had Elizabeth O'Prey disappeared to? Number 2. Martha Wright. In 1975, Martha Wright disappeared while travelling with her husband Jackson from New Jersey to New York. While driving in the Lincoln Tunnel, the couple had to pull over due to low visibility from condensation on the windows. Martha decided to wipe off the back windshield while Jackson wiped the front one. While clearing the front windshield, Jackson noticed his wife had disappeared and upon looking was unable to find her. Jackson has stated it's highly unlikely his wife went into another car without him, as he would have most certainly noticed one had it pulled up next to them. Where could Martha Wright have disappeared to inside the tunnel? One explanation that has been offered is the possibility that Jackson Wright murdered his wife and made up the entire story. But for him to do so in such a public location and with not even the slightest evidence that any crime occurred, this doesn't seem plausible. Number 1. Brian Shaffer. On April the 1st, 2006, medical student Brian Shaffer disappeared one night in Ohio. Initially making plans to spend the night with his brother Derek and his wife, they both cancelled to meet up with Brian. He then made plans to go out with friend William Florence. Prior to meeting with his friend, he had dinner with his father Randy. His father was concerned about Brian, observing that he looked exhausted and assumed his son had been studying too hard. Meeting up with his friend Clint, the pair visited several bars throughout the night before making their way to the Arena District. Brian was last seen entering a bar called the Ugly Tuna with his friends Clint and a woman named Meredith at 1:15 a.m. Witnesses state that the man had been talking to two women outside the bar having drinks before re-entering the bar. At some point during the night, Shaffer's friends noticed Shaffer had disappeared. Coming to the conclusion that he must have gone home, his friends left the bar. However, Brian Shaffer never made it home that night and was never seen again. You may think this is a simple missing persons case. However, there may be something more strange to this story. The security cameras located at the bar's entrance reveal Shaffer's entering the bar, but no footage shows him leaving. Other bars located in the area also show no signs of Shaffer. You may also be thinking, well, he could have left from the back door. However, the front entrance was the only accessible entrance at that time due to construction. A psychic even contacted Brian's father, claiming that his son's body could be located in water. This sparked a massive search along the shores and near the bridges of the Olentangy River, which flows close to the campus Shaffer was studying, and is located 1 mile from Brian's apartment. However, no evidence of Brian was found. Brian's apartment and car showed no signs of a struggle, and there had been no activity detected on his cell phone or credit card. Many people suggest he met foul play inside the bar, was even victim of the smiley face killer, or even fatally hurting himself by attempting to walk through the construction site. The surrounding neighbourhood next to where Brian went missing was well known at the time for its high crime. Other theories suggest that Brian's friend Clint may know more about his disappearance than what is letting on, as he has declined to take a polygraph test. Where did Brian disappear to when he entered the bar? Investigations are still searching for the missing man, but have found no evidence at foul play, leaving Shaffer's case to remain cold.